be talking about careers in hospitality. We will be taking some experts' comment. We've got celebrity chef Kunal Kapur, who will be joining us today in the next 5-10 minutes, and he will be addressing all of you on the lovely, lovely career in hospitality and the decision that you guys are making, which would stand true for the next 40-50 years of your career. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is very interesting to speak, and for the next 1 hour, we've got some lineup of celebrities. We've got, Chairman Dr. Suborno Bose, IIHM. He's the CEO of IIHM Hotel Schools, and he will be talking about careers in hospitality. And we go straight to him to Calcutta. Over to you, Dr. Bose.
Hello, very good afternoon to all the viewers out here, and of course we are also in a Facebook Live and YouTube Live, and today's webinar is important for a lot of students because these are tough times, these are turbulent times, and there are times when decision for the career needs to be made. And I'm sure that a lot of students out here who are participating either in this video conferencing or through a Facebook Live would be a little worried. But then at IIHM, as we say, the life don't stop, IIHM don't sleep. So we are having this online home eChat exam coming up on 15th and 16th of May. So you can actually do this online exam from your home and also appear for the interviews from your home through the video chat, either through WhatsApp video or through the Zoom video platforms. Regarding the career, I think you will listen a lot from a lot of people, but let me say this is one of the most exciting and most passionate career that the world can offer. Because if you are somebody who like to travel, if you are somebody who is excitable, if you are somebody who wants to earn a lot of money, and not somebody who is actually like 90%, but then really somebody who is street smart, this is the career for you. Because hospitality is a huge industry. So hotels is a part of hospitality, of course, but it's not the only thing. So hospitality encompasses a huge range of profession, and I think one of them is hotel, but one of them are restaurants. We have got aviation, we have got cruise liner, we have got retail, got fashion, we have got facilities management, we have got hospitals, we have got educational institution, we have got a whole range, gamut of places where you can work. In fact, some of our alumni over last 27 years work in all kinds of places. We had a global alumni conclave day before yesterday, and if you can find it out from the Facebook, and we had 24 of them who came from 20 countries in the global eConnect day before yesterday, and they spoke their story about their life in IIHM and how successful they are in different facets of life in different countries. So if you want to really go and travel all over the world, if you like to go to USA, Australia, New Zealand, Mauritius, Maldives, these are the countries, Singapore, where our students are, and of course our parent country, UK, then this is the career for you. One of the biggest advantage, which obviously will be told at IIHM, you get a very reputed UK degree from the University of West London. And University of West London is one of the best university in London and the second best in UK in learning and teaching strategy. So our degree from University of West London is not just another degree, it's one of the most respected degrees in the entire world. Secondly, you will also get a degree from IGNU or from an Indian university, and you will get a dual degree, and you also get an IIHM diploma. So apart from the qualification, what you really learn at IIHM is that journey of hospitality. We call it the IIHM-ness, or the journey towards making of a hospitality professionals. We have got something like a food festival, almost 4 food festivals per year are managed entirely by the students. We have got International Hospitality Day, which are managed by the student. We have got this fantastic event called wine tour, European wine tour, where you go to Europe, you go to France, Spain, Italy, and stay there for 14 days and actually learn wine in the vineyard of France or Spain. We have got a French culinary tour every year, which we very successfully started last year. And where else in the world you can learn better culinary than in France. Then you can do a part of your program as well in over 30 countries. You can do the first 2 years in IIHM India campus, and the next 2 years, or the next 1 year, or the 3 years in IIHM, and next 2 years in as many as 30 countries, right? From UK, where our parent institution, University of West London, or in Canada, or in Germany, or in France, or in USA. So it's a huge playground for all of you. And hospitality is actually one of the very, very strong global career. Hospitality is not a national career, it's a global career. And most of our students actually join International Institute of Hotel Management because they want to go global, they want to work in the world, not just in India, but anywhere in the world where they really get fat salaries and great job. And they also want to get an international qualification. So at IIHM, the International Institute of Hotel Management, you get international degree, you get an international exposure, and you get the work and the placement internationally if you so like. And so there it is. I'd like to welcome all of you in this webinar on 8th of May, and we have got an eChat coming up, and all know probably on 15th and 16th of May. So in case you have still not put in your form the eChat, eChat stands for electronic as soon as possible, because this is going to be a tough year for the other institutes. So, and our kids are trying up. So I'll recommend that you appear for the 15th and 16th May eChat and get selected if you are selected to a test and the interview. And with that, I'll like to say thank you very much for joining us this evening, and thank you very much for being a part of IIHM. And I'm sure that we'll have an absolutely rocking next studio up there in Delhi, Abdullah Ahmed.
All right, thank you, Dr. Bose, and reporting in here from IIHM Career Studio. All right, guys, so quickly I'm going to talk about careers in hospitality. आप सब लोगों को ये पता है और आप ये जानते हैं कि hospitality एक 3 साल का डिग्री प्रोग्राम है और उसके बाद होटल्स को ज्वाइन करना होता है. बट बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स को ये नहीं पता कि होटल्स के अलावा भी बहुत सारी ऐसी लाइंस हैं, जैसे डॉक्टर बोस ने कहा that you can explore and choose. And trust me, हो सकता है आज आपने इस सेमिनार में लॉग इन किया हो कलकत्ता से, सिलीगुड़ी से, राजस्थान से, केरला से, तमिलनाडु से, but let me tell you that आज आप इस सेमिनार को अटेंड कर रहे हैं अपने घरों से, अपने डिफरेंट इंडिया के हिस्सों से. आज से 4 साल के बाद, 5 साल के बाद, डोंट बी सरप्राइज्ड if you are sitting in Canada, in Toronto. Don't be surprised if you're sitting in London. Don't be surprised if you're sitting in Switzerland. Don't be surprised if you're sitting in France, in Paris. Don't be surprised if you're in New Zealand or Australia, because this is what hospitality has to offer. Hospitality graduation program करने के बाद आप दुनिया में कहीं पे भी काम कर सकते हैं, and that is the beauty of this program. This is the power of this program, and hospitality is all about passion. It is about madness. It is about doing things. और बहुत सारे students मुझसे सवाल पूछते हैं कि would I fit into hospitality? Hospitality करने के लिए क्या करना चाहिए, या ये क्वेश्चन मुझे सूट करता है या नहीं करता. उसके लिए there is a small set of questions जो मैं आपसे पूछूंगा, और अगर उसका आंसर सबका हाँ है, इसका मतलब आप hospitality करने लायक हैं, and you will be extremely successful in hospitality industry. और सवाल very simple है, और सवाल ये है कि क्या आपको अच्छी जगह जाना पसंद है, क्या आपको पूरी दुनिया में सफर करना पसंद है, 5-star होटल में रहना पसंद है, भी बड़े इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट हैं उनको हैंडल करना पसंद है, प्राइम मिनिस्टर्स और प्रेसिडेंट सर्व करना पसंद है, करना पसंद है, घूमना पसंद है, फिरना पसंद है, अच्छे अच्छे खाना टेस्ट पसंद है, और अगर इन सब का आंसर आपका यस है, so then you are at the right place. Hospitality is not about getting 100% marks. Hospitality is not about getting 90% marks. Hospitality is about doing things. Hospitality is about executing things. It's about delivering. It's about, it's just not about sitting on the table. इस हॉस्पिटैलिटी इंडस्ट्री में सिर्फ जो हमें नहीं करना वो ये है कि टेबल बैठना नहीं है. We always need to be up and running. Well, just to let you know, our celebrity chef Kunal Kapur is also in, and we will be calling him in the next 1 minute. Chef Kunal is a celebrity chef, and किस तरह का introduction falls short. He is a man who's changed the Indian culinary industry. He is very passionate about the food that he does, and of course on television very expressive. He's a man who's turned a lot of who's changed a lot of people perception towards culinary, and who's motivated a lot of people to join hospitality industry. Chef Kunal Kapur is a legend in himself, and he's a great personality. Ladies and gentlemen, put on your hands together and please welcome Chef Kunal Kapur. Over to you, Chef.
Hi guys, I'll just fix my camera. All right. Am I audible, Abdullah? Can you hear me?
Yes, Chef. Absolutely loud and clear.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you for the warm welcome and the introduction. Thank you so much. And so hospitality, like you said, is everything, but which you just said that about somebody who enjoys traveling, who enjoys serving dignitaries, whether it's the PM of a country or a big industrialist, somebody who enjoys talking, somebody who enjoys service. At the same time, what is also required is the willingness to put in hard work, because nothing comes easy. Every industry, every field is demanding. Service industry is demanding, where there's a rosy picture, there is a rosy side, but like any rose, there are thorns. And the thorn here is how big and how loud it hurts, you decide. Because if you put in more of effort, it's easy. If you put in half-hearted, less effort, it's always difficult. And that is true not for just this industry, but any industry. And I think with the current scenario where coronavirus and lockdown and quarantine and travel and everything which has come to a halt, let me tell you, hospitality, food, this is the industry that has shown in the previous years the fastest rate to revive and jump back and come back. So I'm still very excited about anybody who opts for joining hotel management as a career. I see a couple of months more and this entire industry around the world to kind of revive back. At the same time, this particular industry is not about theory. Like Abdullah also just mentioned, fortunately, unfortunately, service industry or hotel management is something that grows with you, that goes on you. You may get 100 out of 100, but when you go and sit for a job interview, nobody asks what was your percentage? Distinction I thi, 90 aaye the, 100 aaye the, 99 aaye the, 80 aaye the. It does not matter. Even if you get 40% and you just pass, they will consider you or give you the equal platform to anybody who's getting 99 also. You know why? Because you can learn theory, but it's the practical approach that matters at the end of the day. When I'll sit for interview, when I'll take one of your interviews for the campus, I'm not going to even ask how much number you got. I will ask you questions and I will try and grill you in the interview to understand what material are you made of. So it's all about confidence. It's all about presence of mind. It's all about how you conduct yourself in a tough situation. And hotel industry is about that. So somebody who joins hotel management hospitality is one side of it. There is a very holistic development of you as an individual that happens. And I think that's the most important lesson of life that you can take away from any college or any institute. And with IIHM,
Chef, your volume, if you could adjust a little bit.
Okay, should I be a little louder?
A little volume if you could adjust. Yes, okay. A little louder. Thank you.
Okay. So what I was suggesting is that with IIHM, they have something called Young Chef Olympiad, which was started by Dr. Bose and the entire team. And it's been a couple of years, I think 4-5 years now, or maybe a little more, where it was one of a thought to get institutes and students of hotel management from not just India, but around the world. I remember it started with a very humble number of countries, about 10, 12 countries in the first year, if I'm correct. And I had the opportunity to judge these young talent, young chefs who were part of first year or second year of the college from across different countries. We all came together at the IIHM campus in Kolkata. And I remember the enthusiasm, the amount of learning, cross-exposure that was there for the kids, not only for the ones who were participating, but for the entire college was humongous. Just the dynamics of handling an event like that in college with 100% support. Hello? 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 Can you hear me?
Yes, Chef, we can hear you.
Sorry.
I can hear you, Chef.
Yeah, with 100% support from the students was fabulous. So where Young Chef Olympiad has grown from those humble 12 countries to almost 60 plus countries now. And it has become the most talked about event for any hospitality student. The dynamics of learning has also evolved with that. And it's not just about one event in a year that happens. This is the biggest. And likewise, there are many such events or let's say opportunities for students to kind of come across and display or get a chance to come out of their shells and prove themselves and the others what they can do, what they are made of. So one part, like I just mentioned, is the theory, where theory is theory. You've got to see, read, learn, and whatever you've learned, you have to put it out onto the question paper. But the other part, which is the practical part, so one such example was Young Chef Olympiad. Similarly, there are other culinary events to other academic events that keep happening throughout the year, which gives you a platform to bring out your other skills. So, for example, if you're somebody who is good at organizing things, you could be part of this and organize. You're learning hotel management, but you're also learning organizing. If you're somebody who's naturally gifted with arts and crafts, it gives you an opportunity to bring out your art and craft there. If you're somebody who loves to dance or sing, here's an opportunity for you to dance and sing and build your confidence while you're studying hotel management. And that, no other course offers. It lets you be yourself. It does not subdue any, let me put it this way, if you have a certain talent, clearly if you were doing engineering, nobody would care if you can sing well, right? They would see your marks kitne hai. But this is one institute, this is one college, this is one course where if you are somebody who enjoys singing, they will push you to sing every time and keep studying. So it's a holistic development. Nobody will subdue your natural talent. They would encourage you to bring it out. If you are somebody who is a comedian or who cracks jokes, you will be the one who will be pushed to talk about it. There'll be events, there'll be different places. Acha usko bulao, usko bolo, wo karega. So what really happens is that along with your studies, you are also developing as a complete human being, because you don't become who you are at job. You're also an individual, and to preserve that individual is very important. So hotel management is a very holistic approach towards creating a better personality as for an individual. At the same time, try and understand this. A lot of us are always under the pressure that you have to earn, you have to be something, you have to be engineer, doctor, get a job. The advantage with hotel management, and let's say if you are doing it with a good reputed hotel management institute like IIHM, what you also get is an opportunity to become self-employed. Self-employed means आप dependent नहीं हो किसी और पे कि आप नौकरी मिल जाएगी, ये मिल जाएगी, नौकरी वो दे देगा. You can earn a living for yourself by employing your own self, which means even if it's a small business that you want to open, you can do that. From something as simple as that, if you have the skills, right set of skills which you learned in college, you could open something from your own comfort of your own kitchen. Even, let's say, for example, your mom does great pickles. You learn from her, make pickles, and sell it to hotels and restaurants. Becomes your business. It's a very small example. And hotels and restaurants ke alawa bhi na, there's a huge service sector. When we say service sector, broadly I'm touching whether it's hospitals, whether it's BPOs, whether it's airlines, whether it's ground staff handling. There are multiple arenas and platforms which are available for you to be a part of. So you got to begin right, get into the right institute. You have to put in hard work. Teachers are brilliant, but they will give their 100%. It is upon you how much you are ready to receive. So be prepared that it is not going to be that just because you take an admission in a good college, you will be successful. No, it's about how much of effort you put in. So you got to put in effort. At the same time, enjoy yourself, enjoy your time at a good college, because your college life is the best time of your life. You're going to look back and always talk about your college life. That's why it's important to make the right decision, get into the right institute, get into the right course, and give your 100%.
Superb, Chef Kunal. That was lovely to hear from you, and also just wanted to touch base on your success story. I mean, your passion that started when you were in class 10th and 11th, and you moved into hospitality, and then your first job. Just a little bit touch on that as well.
So for me, when I started. Or when I decided, because my parents wanted me to become a banker, because my father was a banker, my grandfather was a banker, so it was natural कि भाई banker ही बनेगा. So I am a commerce. Commerce is something we're doing. So for me, it was a bit of a struggle post 12th. What they want, I wasn't clear, and to be honest, I didn't know much about hotel management, because at that point of time, there was not much of awareness about hotel management course. In fact, there were not many hotels. There were not many jobs in hotels. So I simply got into hotel management because a friend of mine got into one. And I thought, getting into hotel management, I wouldn't have to pursue commerce. So it wasn't a well thought. But on the hindsight, when I was there, when I spent my first 2, 3, 4 months in the college, I understood what this course is, how my life is going to pan out. And I could see that it's going to be tough, because at that point of time, things are not as good as they are today. There were not hotels, there were not many restaurants, there were very few jobs. Right now, the entire world is open for you. So I got into it. And for me, at that point of time, I enjoyed working in kitchen. So somebody once told me, do things, think of long term. What will make you happy? What makes you happy in the long term? If it's cooking, then get into cooking. If it's front office, then get into front office. If it's housekeeping, so be it. Don't think. So for me, it was, I'm happy in that space. So I entered kitchen, and at that point of time, the kitchen were the lowest paid. Front office and F&B were the highest paid, and everybody who interviewed me, oh, you are a nice, good-looking young boy. You should be in F&B. You'll make a lot of money. But I said no. I want kitchens. Like kitchens, you'll be behind in a kitchen. It will be not easy life. पसीना आएगा आपको, गर्मी होती है, कहाँ खाना बनाओगे, कहाँ सामा बनोगे, all of that. A lot of negativity. But I said, you know what? I'll be happy there. It's okay. I'll take less money. I don't mind. Some laughed on my decision, but look at it this way. I'm still doing something that I enjoy doing. I'm not into something where I have to do it because that's my job. I'm doing it because I enjoy doing it and making money over it. So it was a long shot, and it was a good decision at a time when it was considered to be a bad decision. But when you see it pans out in the longer run, and you see it bears fruit, you kind of look back and say, wow, you took the right decision. And my first job was with the Taj Group of Hotels. In fact, it wasn't an easy thing to get a job, and that too with Taj at that point of time. I remember 250 students sat for interview. 5 of them got job. I was one of them, just lucky. Because at that point of time, there were only 4 hotel chains. Now there are at least 40 different hotel chains. उस वक्त 4 ही होती थी. But all of my batchmates who didn't get through hotels or restaurants, they joined other stream of businesses, and they're all successful. I haven't have anyone from my batch who is struggling now. Shuruat mein, there are people who struggle. There are people who whose career goes a little faster, a little slower. But over a period of time, it all evens out. Everybody is sorted. So that's a good thing.
Chef, hospitality, they say, is a career that is all about exposure. That is all about practicality, and that's exactly what hospitality is all about. Things like we do the IIHM culinary tour, where we take our students for a period of 12 days to France, where we take them to the honey factory, we take them to the cheese factory, the Parma ham factory, plus the wine tours, where we take them to the vineyards of Italy, France, and Spain, where they learn and study wines in the vineyards of Italy, France. So Erasmus tour that we have, where our students go and research on hospitality projects for the government of Europe under Erasmus European Union, where they research on reducing food wastage. So these are all exposures that we keep giving. So what is your say about the exposure and the practicality that the students get in learning hospitality and being successful later on in life, Chef?
I think you rightly put, it's about practical use. Like I said, one of the most redundant things in hotel management is how much you score. It's about how much you know. So there is a difference between having knowledge and having a first-hand experience. So where you could, talk about or learn French food looking at a book, versus you actually go to France, eat French food, cook French food, understand it from a French guy how it's done, and then come back and talk about it. Or then come back, with the clear cut, okay, this is how the French food is, or this is how this particular French dish is. When you talk about honey, like you just mentioned, production of honey, production of cheese, it's easy to just go onto the internet and find honey, bee takes the pollen, makes the nectar, and done. But when you actually see it, that how it is done, what are the parameters, which season it is done, what is the production, how should we do it, why should we not cut trees and flowers, because they will kill all the bees and there will be no honey, because honey is 100% natural product. If there are no bees, then there is no honey. So you get conscious about honey or honeybee. You look at the product not just as product, but in a very sensible way. Avoid wastage. Give respect to different species of animals. So, like I said, it gives you a very holistic way of learning things and developing yourself. And it's like, अगर आप किसी बुरी सिचुएशन में फंस गए, which is like इधर कुआं वहां खाई, तो आप अपनी जेब से किताब निकाल के उसमें सोल्यूशन ढूंढेंगे, या अपने एक्सपीरियंस से उस चीज को उसी वक्त टैकल करके you'll come out of it, which sounds more easy and more sensible rather. किताब निकाल के खोजना, okay, if there is a कुआं and there is a खाई, what should I do? Versus, अरे कुआं खाई तो मैं बहुत खेले हुए हैं, I've been in this kind of a thing, I'll come out of it, I know what to do, I know how to manage. So the latter part is what you get out of practical exposure, whether it's the industry exposure or whether it's taking a tour to France or to any country or any state or any district, which gives you a perspective or a new direction or a new style of learning, because you're going to still come back to your college and do your theory, which is important. I'm not saying it's not important, but alongside that, the practicality of it is even more important.
Super. Thank you so much, Chef. One last question. Today, due to COVID-19, everything is online and the classes are online. We're all working from home. So we've transformed our admission process as well online, and the presentation we are doing as well online, admission happening online. What do you have to say on the new normal, or possibly we're the only college possibly in the country that's finishing its entrance examinations online. So what do you have to say about this new normal or the online admission process that we're doing?
I think it's something which earlier on nobody thought of doing this, but because of the situation, you have to adapt. And this word adapt, कहते हैं ना गांठ बांध के रख लो, means that always keep that in your head and somewhere in your memory, the word adapt. In order to survive and in order to move on, you need to adapt. Like IIHM has adapted onto online so that they don't suffer. At the same time, the students who are banking upon them, they don't suffer. And the turnaround time from offline to online was very quick. So that's called adapting. So never be stopped, no matter what happens. And because it's online, does not mean that this is not good for you. This at this point of time, at this juncture, this is the best. Once the things go normal, they slide to normal. There will be practical classes, there will be theory classes, but learning is something. I remember my mom used to tell me this all the time. जिसने पढ़ाई करनी होती है ना, वो पेड़ के नीचे भी बैठ के पढ़ लेता है, वो स्ट्रीट लाइट के नीचे भी पढ़ लेता है. जिसने नहीं पढ़ना होता ना, वो सिर्फ बहाने देता है. So that's what it is. Even if it's online, even with Wi-Fi नहीं चल रहा, ये नहीं हो रहा, वो नहीं हो रहा, ऐसा lot of complaints and lot of people with lot of things. If you have the will, you'll find a way. Education is there for you. Teachers are still teaching. It is upon you how you grab, how fast you grab.
All right, Chef, before you leave, just one last question for our students. Were you naughty in school and college?
I still am. What do you mean was naughty? I still am very naughty. Yeah? Of course. Never leave your naughty side. One क्या many लोग अब अच्छा वाला देना पड़ेगा क्योंकि standard वाली बात है. I'm setting a precedent here. So what happened, I used to do is, okay, I'll tell you, this is something I don't recommend, but it was always मेरी तरफ से in a fun banter way, of which I was the chef. Every time a manager would give me a little bit of an attitude or show me a little bit of an attitude, I would not confront him like that. I had my own way. I would come back to the kitchen because towards the end of the shift, the manager would come back and ask for food. I will give him meetha. Like someday I will take a gulab jamun, take those small little tweezers और धीरे 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 उसके अंदर चिली के फ्लेक्स सेंटर में भरे या काली मिर्च भरी और उसको धीरे मतलब फटाफट खा ले, एकदम मुंह में डाले, बहुत बढ़िया, एंड डाला, बूम. एक बार मेरे पे भूत झुलक गया थी, द हॉटेस्ट चिली. I still remember Gurjeet, he's now in Canada, मेरे आशीर्वाद की वजह से उसको मैंने भूत झुलक किया कि मिर्ची भर के गुलाब जामुन में खिलाई थी. वो आज तक नहीं बोला. उसके बाद he never gave me attitude. He's like, chef आप तो मार ही डालोगे, please don't give me attitude. So मैं बहुत बदमाश हूँ, but तरीके से बदला लेता हूँ.
You put that chili in the meat and gave it to him, and what happened after that?
He ran, and my kitchen people, they gave him sugar syrup. मीठा पी लो, ठीक हो जाएगा. और उस syrup के अंदर they had put green chili paste.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that was naughty Chef Kunal Kapur joining in today and speaking to all of you in our IIHM Career Studio. Thank you so much, Chef Kunal, for sparing your time for our students. Thank you.
Thank you. All the best, guys, for all the new joinees. All the best.
Thank you, Chef. It was an absolute pleasure to have Chef Kunal Kapur with us today, ladies and gentlemen. And moving over to the next part of presentation, we'll be talking about careers in hospitality, जो हमने शुरू किया था बात करना, and then we'll quickly go and talk about IIHM and eChat as well. So we were talking about different careers, और बहुत सारे students को ये लगता है कि hospitality के बाद सिर्फ hotels ही हैं, but जो कि ऐसा नहीं है. After hotel management or hospitality management, you can join hotels. Yes, you can get into restaurants. So either you can join restaurants or open your own restaurant business. You can note down this name of Siddhika Ghosh. She was a student who cracked Taj management training program, got a lovely job in Taj Hotels, but she did not join she instead decided that she will open her own restaurant by the name of Wise Owl. या तो आप Wise Owl का नाम लिख सकते हैं, गूगल के ऊपर सर्च करेंगे आपको डिटेल्स मिल जाएंगी. Wise Owl सुधिका घोष ने एक रेस्टोरेंट खोला कैलकाटा की पार्क स्ट्रीट में, और उन्होंने और अपने फ्रेंड के साथ ये रेस्टोरेंट शुरू किया, और आज की डेट में she's got 3 restaurants, she employs over 30 people, and she's got a boutique hotel as well that she has. So that's exactly what business is all about. So you can start your restaurant business for as less as 2 lakh rupees also. So that's restaurants. You can get into facility management. Facility management में hospital management आता है, mall management आता है, और multinational companies का management आता है. Hospital management में अगर मैं बात करूं Apollo hospitals की या Max hospitals की, so you can join those hospitals and handle the administration of that hospital. You can handle the food courts of that hospitals. You can ensure food is supplied to the patients as well. So that's what hospitality do. You can note down this name again, Mr. Rana Das Gupta. Mr. Rana Das Gupta CEO हैं Apollo Hospitals के, और वो डॉक्टर नहीं है, वो हॉस्पिटैलिटी मैनेजमेंट ग्रेजुएट हैं. आप ही की तरह उन्होंने होटल मैनेजमेंट ग्रेजुएशन का प्रोग्राम किया, और उसके बाद अपनी लाइफ में सक्सेस लेते हुए अब वो CEO हैं अपोलो हॉस्पिटल्स के. यू कैन गेट इनटू मॉल मैनेजमेंट, और यू कैन इवन गेट इनटू मल्टीनेशनल कंपनीज लाइक TCS, टाटा कंसल्टेंसी सर्विसेज, Amex, Accenture, और बहुत सारी ऐसी कंपनीज हैं जो आप ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं एज अ फैसिलिटी मैनेजर. यू कैन गेट इनटू बार्स में 2 प्रोफेशन आते हैं, एक बार टेंडर और एक वाइन सॉमिलर. मैं देख सकता हूं बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट स्माइल कर रहे हैं बार्स का नाम सुन के. हो सकता है वो भी 18 के साल के नहीं हुए हों और मुझे अल्कोहल के बारे में नहीं बात करनी चाहिए, बट क्योंकि ये प्रोफेशन एक ऐसा है, सो मैं आपको बताऊं, अल्कोहल को अगर आप अल्कोहल पसंद करते हैं तो सिर्फ ये जरूरी नहीं है कि पी के ही आपको अच्छा लगेगा, आप इसमें अपना एक प्रोफेशन भी बना सकते हैं. यू कैन बिकम अ बार टेंडर वेयर यू हैव टू स्टैंड बिहाइंड द बार काउंटर एंड डू you can do mixing, and you can be called a mixologist or a bartender, or you can become a wine sommelier. Wine sommelier वो इंसान, वो शख्स होता है जो वाइन की स्टडी करता है और वाइन के बारे में पढ़ाई करते हैं. और मैं बताऊं, इट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. यू टेस्ट अ लॉट ऑफ वाइन्स, बट आपको तकरीबन एक अच्छा वाइन सोमिलियर बनने में 10 साल की पढ़ाई लगेगी. बट ये पढ़ाई प्रैक्टिकल पढ़ाई है जिसमें आपको अलग अलग किस्म की वाइन्स को टेस्ट करना पड़ेगा, एंड दैट इज व्हाई दिस प्रोफेशन इज वेरी गुड. पढ़ाई करने में बड़ा मजा आता है बिकॉज यू टेस्ट ऑल सॉर्ट्स ऑफ वाइन्स एंड यू कीप मेकिंग नोट्स. दैट्स द ब्यूटी अबाउट अ करियर. सो दैट्स वाइन sommeliers and bartenders for you. You can get into catering, you can get into event management, you can get into event management का अगर मैं आपको समझाऊं तो अगर आपने मूवी देखी है बैंड बाजा बारात, दिस इज अ लवली मूवी. अगर नहीं देखी तो देखिएगा, you will understand what event management is. You can become you can join aviation, you can become an air hostess, air steward, or you can join ground force. Airport के ऊपर when you enter there are people who are checking you in on the counter. Those people are ground force. You can join there. You can get into cruise lines, you can get into oil refineries, you can get into oil rigs, you can get into travel and tourism, so on and so forth. You can get into bakery and so on and so forth, and the list goes on. Of course, अगर मैं बात करने शुरू लग जाऊं तो बहुत ज्यादा टाइम हो जाएगा. So मोटा the thing is that hospitality has got a lot of careers to explore, and this is a non-sleeping industry. ये ना पिटने वाली इंडस्ट्री है. दुनिया में जहां पे भी होटल्स हैं, जहां पे भी रेस्टोरेंट्स हैं, वहां पे आप जा सकते हैं, काम कर सकते हैं, एंड पूरी दुनिया में you can establish and settle yourself. IIHM opened its doors in 1994. हमें 27 साल हो गए हैं, और आज की डेट में हमारे हजारों बच्चे पूरी दुनिया में सेटल्ड हैं, अपनी फैमिलीज के साथ वहां पे रह रहे हैं, whether it's America, whether it's New Zealand, Australia. अगर आप हमारे फेसबुक पे जाएंगे तो अभी 2 दिन पहले हमने एक करियर सेमिनार किया है, अपना अलमनी ग्लोबल कनेक्ट किया है, अलमनी प्रोग्राम. अगर आप हमारे फेसबुक पे जाएं, so you can scroll through and you can see how successful our alumnis are. Well, so this was about careers, ladies and gentlemen. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to go on to Mr. Rupinder Khurana. I'm going to invite him, and he's going to talk and share with you a little more about IIHM and what International Institute of Hotel Management is. Moving over to our career studio in Pune, welcoming Mr. Rupinder Khurana. Mr. Khurana, over to you.
Are you able to hear me loud and clear?
Loud and clear, Mr. Khurana.
Fantastic. So let me just turn on my video so that all of you can see me.
And just before Mr. Rupinder Khurana starts, we lovingly call him our Mr. Varun Dhawan because he's very stylish, handsome young man. Over to you, Mr. Khurana.
I wish, Abdullah, that I was like so young. But then what I'm going to be talking about is nothing to do with being stylish. But then again, what I'm going to say is about my journey and how, my journey is going to be a sort of a lesson for you to, when you're thinking of joining hospitality. All right, so it's a journey that I started in 1994, and I joined the hotels, and I was working in the hotels for almost 11 years before I joined IIHM. All right, and part of the course, when I joined my institute way back in 91, so I was sitting almost in the similar place the way you are sitting today, and you're learning about the careers. Lot of questions in my head as to what is this course all about. Today, I am amazed, thanks to the e-platform and thanks to the webinars that we are conducting, where the students who are thinking about joining hospitality are getting an opportunity to learn about hospitality, and they are well informed because they have platforms such as Google search where they can find out about the different courses on offer, which I did not have. And trust me, almost 29 years, if you count from 94 till 26 years, 27 years, when I took that first step, मुझे कुछ मालूम नहीं था. मेरा पहला reaction था, किसी ने मुझे बोला कि you join hospitality, and I was thinking that, am I taking the right step? Am I joining hospitality? Something, do you think I am, somebody who belongs to hospitality? I joined it, and within a month, it was quite a journey where I was scared initially because I was a little shy, and over a period of a month, I made a lot of friends, and there came a stage that 1 month later I started enjoying my classes. So when you join IIHM, there's going to be a journey that you will commence. So जब भी हमारे यहाँ पे classes शुरू होती हैं, we are going to start sometime in July. When you will come in, you'll see that first day you will come in a little nervous, and then slowly and steadily you'll gain in confidence, and you'll enjoy, you'll make friends, and you'll be connecting with people. You'll make friends with your teachers also. The teachers are extremely friendly, and what we give you in IIHM is the experience. So right now, what I would like to talk about is that when you join IIHM, there are a lot of experiences that you will be having over the period of 3 years. And one of the most important experience that you will be having is something which will take you out of IIHM, where you'll go for a period of 6 months for internship. So internship is a part of the course, which is almost equal to a semester. So every year you're going to be doing 2 semesters, semester 1 and 2 in the year 1, 3 and 4 in year 2, and 5 and 6 in year 3. So in the second year, when you go for this training, you can go for training in India or out of India. So the choice is yours, but then where you go is something that you can decide. Because some of you would say that, please send me to Bangalore because I have my Masi staying there, and Masi के साथ रहूँगा तो वहाँ पे अच्छा खाना बना के देंगी, तो मुझे अपने आप कुक करना नहीं पड़ेगा. So send me to Bangalore. So we'll send you to Bangalore. All right. Some of you may say that don't send me anywhere near Bangalore because that's where my Masi stays. So send me to a place like Goa where I can, enjoy myself. So it's a choice that you make. But then there's also a choice for you to go international. So you can choose international internship, जहाँ पे आप हमारी जो यहाँ से जो countries available होती हैं, हम लोग we go through a third party where we will give you a choice that these are the countries where you can go and join or do your internship from, and you will need to make that choice in your second year. All right. So choices could be as far away in the US, you could be going to Australia, you could be going to France, you could be going to Malaysia, Middle East, you can be going to the Far East countries. So it is a choice that you will need to really make. And that's an experience I'm sure that you will enjoy because, during that 6 months where you go for that internship, you learn immensely. What are you going to be learning? You'll be learning everything about hospitality. You'll be actually working in a hotel and you will get to experience all that thing, all those things which we have talked about when we are training you in your classroom. All right. So that's the internship that you will be undergoing as a part of your second year. Another experience which we briefly touched upon. So Chef Kapur came in and he talked about being a part of an event which is called the Young Chef Olympiad, which was inaugurated in 2015. And that's when Chef Kapur had come in, and we started with 15 countries, and that went on to this year's event, which was the 6th one. And we had almost 60 countries participating in it. So it's a competition where students who are undergoing courses in culinary in various parts of the world. So each country sends in one representative who comes along with their mentor chef, and they take part in this competition. So you as a student, how do you take part in that? So if you are a third year student and if you are specializing in culinary, you can take part in a competition which will decide who the Indian competitor would be. So Indian competitor is from the International Institute of Hotel Management. All right. And then when the competition takes place last year, or in fact, I'm talking about this year's 2020 event, took place in 5 cities. So we had them coming in for a grand opening ceremony in Delhi, and then they dispersed to cities of Goa, Bangalore, Pune, and then there was a finale which happened in Kolkata. This time, in fact, for the 3rd time in a row, not in a row, in fact, it was a hat trick, but then with a gap in between, we had a winner from Malaysia, so a gentleman from Taylor's University. So he is somebody who took away the prize money of $10,000. So this is one experience where our students get to learn a lot by organizing the entire event. So they are there in the kitchen when the competition is taking place. They are there to receive the people when they arrive from the various countries. They are the ones who are organizing the stay, helping them out during the stay. They are taking care of the entire event. And trust me, it's a great learning because you make such a global connect. Where else will you be able to get a chance to interact with almost 60 countries, speak so many nationalities, and you make friends for life? So that's the kind of global connect which we are talking about. Another experience, which is, again, we talked about briefly, was the wine tour, which we organize every year. So for a period of 10 days, each campus sends in one student to a tour, which is covering countries such as Italy, Spain, and France. So they get to go and experience the entire wine growing process with their own eyes. And they come back with vastly, enriched experience where they come back and talk about this to their friends. So it's an experience which we feel if you are a student at IIHM, you will get to experience yourself. All that you have to do is make sure that you're good at what you do. Culinary tour, also something that we talked about. It's something that we started last year, and it was something for our students who are specializing in culinary. So they went all the way to France for a period of around 12 days, and they stayed in various areas in all over France. So they stayed in a farmhouse. They learned how the farming was done. They learned about various types of soils. They went into a factory, small little factory where they were making utensils, still making utensils with brass. They went into Michelin star restaurant to dine so that they could experience French cuisine at its best. All that because we organized that tour. So it's something that we always try to organize because we feel at IIHM that आपको अगर हमने experience देना है, हमें आपको वहाँ भेजना पड़ेगा. So only then can you learn about what hospitality is about. So that's when you will come back and tell your fellow students ki, in France, मैंने ऐसा देखा था. So this is learning through experiencing. So which is what we try and give you. Another tour which we had organized, and it was a 4-year experience because there were 4 nations that were taking part. And it had Turkey, Sweden, France, and India. And trust me, IIHM was the first, only institute chosen in India for that project, because this was a project which United Nations had organized, and it was a project on sustainability. And that's the biggest challenge that is facing the world today. Yes, pandemic is a situation which is a big challenge, but then I'm talking about how the weather is changing, how the trees are being felled, how everything is going to, it's getting deteriorated over a period of time, and you as a student can actually make the same turnaround, because it's the future we are looking at, and who else will do it but you. All right. So that was a tour which was organized, and they learned a lot about sustainability. So our students had to write projects and reports, and they had to present it in front of a global audience, which was comprising of all these 4 countries. So it was again an experience which IIHM had organized for all of us. All right. For such certain students, like right now, all of you possibly are in class 12, just about to finish your class 12, and you had done class 11 last year. So we organized an event which is called the Young Chef India Schools, and we had inaugurated it in 2011, and since then we've been holding it every year, and now in fact it has turned into a reality TV. We play this, the finale and the semi-finals on TV, which is the Food channel. So it's a competition which is open to students of class 11 and 12 who have an interest, passion for cooking. So they come in and take part, and the winner takes home a prize money amounting up to 5 lakhs. All right, so this is something which we organize, and we feel that, the reason why IIHM is indulging in so many events is because they feel that students will learn best through experiential learning, and we feel कि आप अगर IIHM में आ रहे हो और अगर आपको हम लोग ने क्लास में बंद करके रख दिया और आपको हम लोग सब कुछ बताते गए कि आप ये सोचो कि ऐसा होता तो कैसा होता, you would have said कि अगर मुझे सोचना ही था तो मैं घर ही बैठ जाता. So what is different when I come and study at IIHM? What's different is that we make you take part in a lot of events, and whatever learning you get from those theoretical classrooms, you apply it and you get to experience the entire process. And that's how we feel that you will learn best. All right. So over to you, Abdullah, for the next course.
One moment. All right. Thank you, Mr. Rupinder Khurana from Pune. Moving over to Bangalore. Director Bangalore, Miss Sanchari Chowdhury. Over to you. She's going to talk a little more about eChat now and quickly answer your queries that have been coming in onto the chat box. Over to you, Sanchari.
Thank you so much, Abdullah, and a very good afternoon to Dr. Bose and all my, esteemed panel, and definitely to all our students. A very big welcome here. Thank you so much for showing so much of your interest towards IIHM and definitely towards hospitality management. And I'm certain that all of you are very, very, sure as to why you're here today. And 15th and 16th of May, as everybody knows here, typically is going to be the next round of eChat. You can say the 5th phase of our home-based online eChat and PI session. So, looking over to your questions, firstly, I would just like to give you a little bit of glimpse as to somebody who has not yet applied for eChat. So it's a very simple process. You have to just go to our website, which is www.iihm.ac.in. The very moment you're there, you will get to see a scroll bar mentioning register now for eChat. The very moment you're there, you have to basically subscribe. You have to register with your name, your details. Everything would be there. To authenticate your real identity, an OTP is going to be sent to you on your registered mobile. The very moment you're validating it, you would have to, go ahead and also make an online payment of 600 rupees, which happens to be your examination fee, which is, of course, your eChat fee. The moment the entire process is complete, you would be definitely getting an eChat ID, which is in fact your registration ID. And an admit card is going to be sent to you almost 2 to 3 days before the 15th and the 16th of May, making you completely eligible for the examination. Now, I was just going around, with your questions. A lot of you have been asking about, what all is going to be the subjects in eChat. How do you crack it? So it is very simple. I will exactly tell you the process to do so. Firstly, if you want to know about the sections of eChat, right? So there are 4 sections. You'll be getting exactly 60 minutes. The sections which are involved in this admission test would be English grammar. It will be analytical reasoning, which is logical reasoning, aptitude, and definitely GK. So how do you get yourself ready for it? Again, very simple. You have to go to the website of iihm.ac.in. The moment you're there, the scroll bar which you have found, for registering yourself to eChat, that is exactly where down you will get another option, which is in fact the eChat mock tests. These mock tests are usually the last few years, complete, you can say solve tests, which you can download, and you can always go ahead and, have a practice session. If you're able to do all of these particular tests, we are very certain you'll be able to go ahead and crack these exams. 60 minutes, as you know, you please have a timer on and try to practice these exams. The very moment you're online taking it, it will not be difficult for you at all. Moving over, a lot of you have also asked, whether this is going to be an elimination round. Not at all. We are definitely going to be doing the quantifiables from both your eChat as well as from the personal interview. Group discussion, certainly at this point of time, we are not able to do so because, this is completely home-based. You are at your home. Because of the COVID situation, we are not basically, considering your health and everything and the safety. We are trying to do this from your home itself. So we are straight moving on to your personal interview round. Personal interview round for the very first time, again, as you know already, and you've heard everybody, Dr. Bose, Abdullah sir, and everybody has spoken about the personal interview round this year. For the very first time, IIHM has chosen to take it over from your own home. So, right, sitting in your living room, you're going to be calling on web. It can be through web. It can be through Skype. It can be through Zoom link, on WhatsApp, whatever you think, is going to be the possible way for you to connect with us, right? You would have to identify and mention that when you're registering for the PI and eChat. So based on that, the very moment your examination, that is your eChat is over, there would be different timings given to you for which you would be done, a personal interview round. And there would be a panel based on the cities that you have gone registered with, who would be calling you for the PI. Now, in the personal interview round, what happens? I'm certain most of your students for the very first time would be the very first time and experience for you. And unlike, a regular interview where you have to go to a particular office or an educational body and you have to sit in front of a panel of people, here you're doing that on your mobile itself. When you're doing that on your mobile, there are very simple questions that is going to be again asked to you students. And I would like to tell you a little bit of it. Firstly, every question which is going to be spoken to you and of course asked to you would be about yourself. So I'm certain that everybody knows yourself very, very well. So you need to know who you are. You have to introduce yourself very well. Definitely a very important question to you would be as to why you're going ahead and choosing hospitality management. So you need to be ready with this question as well. You have to keep smiling. Smiling is the best makeup that one can have. It builds up your confidence. And if you are really smiling and if you're, of course, being friendly, because the people who would be communicating with you, the ones who will be taking your interview are definitely going to be very friendly people. They will definitely make you feel at home. You have to stay confident. You have to give all your answers sure shot, and you have to keep your intent and your passion right. So if all of these are there, true, and you're sure as to what you're talking about, we are very certain you'll be very easily be able to go ahead and crack both your eChat as well as your PI. So based on both the particular sections, how you fare would be your result and your selections, which would be definitely told to you after about a week's time later, post your, interview sessions. So that's about how to crack, eChat. I want to talk to you also a little bit about the IIHM courses and definitely how does the entire process takes place. So talking about IIHM, I'm certain all of you have heard Dr. Bose, our chairman, very right. We are definitely going to be awarding you at the end of the 3 years, 2 degrees and 1 diploma. So our main degree, which you are going to be awarded with, would be the degree from the University of West London, UK. So this is going to be your primary international degree, right? And this degree would be awarded to you after 3 years of your successful completion at IIHM. Apart from that, you will also be awarded with an Indian degree. Indian degree would be, of course, from IGNOU, which is Bachelor's in Tourism Studies. So these are the 2 degrees which you are going to be walking out with after your successful completion of 3 years. Together with that, we are also going to be giving you an advanced diploma in hospitality administration, in international hospitality administration, which is from IIHM. If I talk a little bit more about the UWL program, definitely, starting onwards, we have already spoken to you about what hospitality management is. Hospitality management or hotel management is a combination of 2 very important points. One hotel and one is management. So if I talk about hospitality or hotel, it will be mostly completely about the hotel operations, which is going to be taught to you. That will be an absolute delivery given to you across the year 1 with 2 semesters, year 2 with 2 semesters, which is of course inclusive of your internship and training, and the 3rd year as well. If I talk about the management, apart from the hotel operational studies, which you would be studying, you will also be having a lot of management study to study. What are these management subjects? Would be, of course, marketing studies. You'll be having PPM. You'll be having human resources, entrepreneurship, leadership skills, everything which is important, accountancy, and definitely business communications and language, which is going to be building up your personality and doing your entire development of your, persona as well. So the entire hotel plus management would be a complete amalgamation of hotel operations or hospitality operations studies together with your enhancing your management skills. So that is about, all about the course. We definitely have an option, as you know already, in the 3rd year. If you're interested and keen to go over to our, main university in London, you definitely can. You have to really study hard for that. And definitely the 3rd year, you can always go and complete the year 3 in London from the main university. Or else you can also choose places like Canada. And tomorrow, after completion of your degree, if you want to go and study masters, as Dr. Bose and everybody else has also rightly said, UK university degree or the British university degree happens to be one of the most respectable and definitely accepted degrees all over the world. So someone who is holding an international UK degree would be definitely taken ahead. If I go tomorrow and study in Switzerland, if I want to go and study in Canada, if I want to go and study in, places, say New Zealand or any international locations in Asia, it will be very well accepted and I can complete wonderful degrees, master degrees in any kind of subject that I would like to choose from. And that is where, again, IIHM would be helping you with, because we have different allied partnered universities across the world who will be helping you with your masters abroad. So wishing you all the very best. And we really hope that all of you would be certainly be able to go ahead and crack. So don't, delay at all. Go ahead, register yourself for eChat in case if you have not been able to. If you have already done so, go ahead, download the eChat mock papers. And here it is. I'm sure we'll be able to crack it. All the very best. And over to Abdullah right now in Delhi.
Thank you, Sanchari, for sharing this. All right, so time's running short, so I'm going to take just 2 questions before we go back to the chairman of IIHM, Dr. Bose. Question number 1 that I would like to take is your question on scholarships. Yes, we do have scholarships, ladies and gentlemen. So there are 3 forms of scholarship that we have. One is a scholarship that is an educational-based scholarship. In case you get marks above 80% and 90%, you get scholarships on that. Details are available. For queries, you can mark mail to admin@iihm.ac.in. I'll repeat, and my colleague Emmanuel will put the email ID onto the chat box. The email ID is admin@iihm.ac.in for any query on scholarship. So that's one part of the scholarship. Second part is in case you belong from armed forces. Maybe your parents are in the Indian Army, Navy, or the Air Force, or belong to the police. Please send us an email and our management would look into it. And the third form of scholarship, which we do not have, but we advise you, is that there is a site called hotelmanagementindia.com. You can note this, hotelmanagementindia.com. It's a website where these guys are giving a lot of scholarships for studies. They have about 50 to 60 lakh of scholarships to be given, but ye sab ek ko nahi milni. This has to be split amongst the students. So somebody will get 20,000 scholarships, somebody will get 30 or 40,000 scholarships. So that you will have to get in touch on this website called hotelmanagementindia.com. Send them an email and they will get back to you. So far IIHM is concerned, there are 2 forms of scholarships that we have, which I've just told you. Second question that I'm taking, and the last question for the day is, what if we do not get good marks in our written and we get good marks in PI? Well, it's a balance. So don't worry. Just give your examination. Be yourself. As Sanchari ma'am said, be yourself, smile and speak your heart out. That's all. We're just looking how passionate you are, how, what is the energy you have and how motivated you are for life. That is all we are checking in the personal interview. Nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. So that's about it from my end. We are up by 4 minutes. Over to Dr. Suborno Bose for his closing remarks. And in case we've not been able to answer any of your questions because of paucity of time, admin@iihm.ac.in is the email ID. And of course, you have the mobile numbers of all the campuses on the chat box, which you can call them up and speak to them, or even ask your interviewers who will give you a call, and ask your queries. All right, over to Dr. Bose.
Yeah, been absolutely fascinating 1 hour. And I think we would like to thank everybody for being a part of it. But as you said that, yes, we are open for any kind of questions, clarifications, and any information. So do get in touch with us, and we'll be more than happy to answer all the queries. And I want to end this by saying that at IIHM, we just don't believe in giving you the best hospitality education, but we believe in the best 3 years of your life. And as Chef Kunal Kapur was saying, I'd like to just echo same thing, that at IIHM you get the best 3 years of your life. So we'd like to conclude by telling that get yourself admitted in the eChat, the Electronic Common Hospitality Aptitude Test 2020, which will be on 15th and 16th of May. And dates are coming quite close, and the interview will be also on 15th and 16th and 17th. And there are a huge number of applications. Seats are drying up, so act fast. It's your career. Corona will go away, but your career is important to you, and your career is important to us. So stay safe, take care, be happy, join hospitality. Thank you very much from Kolkata.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bose. And that's what he said rightly. It's all about your career, it's all about your passion, and it's all about your dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, Corona is a passing phase and it will go away one day, but your career will not. Your career will carry on. And that is why it is important that we keep our focus on, keep our passion on, keep studying hard, keep moving hard, and make sure that we keep competing with the world, because this is only a passing phase. With this, thank you so much. 4:51 by my studio watch. Thank you for joining in. Have a lovely day. Enjoy yourself. Have a great day, guys. Thank you for logging in. Bye bye, everybody. Take care. Take care. Bye, everybody. Bye bye.